Hello there, first graders. We are going to talk about transitional words. Are you guys ready to begin? Let's start. What are transitional words, you may ask? Well, transitional words are very important to use if you want to tell someone in your writing the order in which things happen. The order in which things happen is called the sequence. Just to repeat that in another way, a sequence is the order in which things happen. Just like water makes a river flow, transitional words help our writing flow. What are some transitional words? Well, if we look at this chart we have in front of us, it tells us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different transitional words. When we're using transitional words in our writing, we can use words such as first, next, then, after, and finally. What does it mean to use transitional words in a story? When you write a story, you need to use transitional words to tell the reader the order the events in your story took place. Without using transitional words, the reader can be confused, and we do not want that. Here's an example of a story with transitional words. This is a story I wrote for an example for you first graders to see. Here it goes. First, my mom and I got in the car. Then, we went to the store to buy food. Next, we got to the store and picked out everything we needed. Last, we loaded the food into the car and went home. As you can see, in my story, I used the transitional words first, then, next, and last. When you write a story, you can do the same thing using your own transitional words. Now let's talk about how you can use transitional words to make a list. When you make a list of something, you need to use transitional words to tell the person the order they should complete the steps in. You are basically writing how to do something. That way another person can follow your steps and do it as well, and do it just as good as you did it. You can also write transitional words to write a list of things you need to do. Now let's look at an example of how you can use transitional words when you're writing a list. Here, I wanted to write a list about the steps to make a cheese sandwich, because all of us pretty much love cheese sandwiches, I would assume. Here's my example. Steps to making a cheese sandwich. Number 1. First, you get 2 pieces of bread. Number 2. Then, you get a piece of cheese. Or 2 or 3, depending how much cheese you like. Number 3. Next, you put the cheese in between the 2 pieces of bread. And number 4. Finally, you eat and enjoy your sandwich. That cheese sandwich on my right looks so yummy. If you follow these steps, you can make one and have one yourself. Go for it. Here is another example of how you can write a list using transitional words. Just like I mentioned before in my other slide, you can make a list about how to do something using transitional words. In this case, we could write a list about how to decorate a Christmas tree. As you can see, there's first, next, then, and finally. So you would fill in, after those transitional words, what you did in what order. Now that you all know all about transitional words, try and write your own story or your own list using them. You can do it, first graders.